Well, hi guys. I've been starting to get into doing a lot of bushcraft and hiking. What I want to do today is to show you my hammock setup. I decided I'm not going to do tent. I did a lot of research on hammocks, and that's the route I'm going to go. This is my setup. It's pretty compact. They're in dry bags, and I made it a quick deploy. The hammock I got is from Walmart. It's a two-person. It's 10 feet long. Holds up to 500 pounds. If that don't hold me, nothing will. But so I'm going to show you how I set this up to make a quick deploy. We'll set it up real quick, and then I will show you how I did my rigging. So let's go from there. Yeah, we're in my backyard, but I already set it up a couple times, not here in this location. So I know what I need. Like I said, I set it up to where it's a quick deploy. I had to do some fine tuning. But once you find your location, you find two trees. I have mine to where I can set it up between 13 and 14 paces between the two trees. So I'm going to use this one and this one. It's at 13 paces. But before you start anything, you want to clean up your site. Get any of the branches and twigs out of the way. Probably if we were out, we would use this for fire. If it's not too wet, which it just rained earlier this morning, so still a little damp. I guess that's good enough. I have it hanging over a branch right now. This smaller bag it says cordage. I have some 1100 paracord in there and some 550 just in case I need it. The way I have it set up, it makes a nice little handle to carry, but these bags are dry bags, which I picked up for $1 each at Dollar Tree. They're heavier than a regular bag. They're more like a plastic or rubber. They're thick. They're heavy duty. But the way I have it set up is I'll show you this. I took the bottom end of the bag and I cut a hole in it. Then I took some Gorilla Tape and just to back it up to make sure it doesn't tear, which at first I didn't put that on and it did start tearing, so I put some Gorilla Tape on, and that made a big difference. I have my cordage. Up here, this is a ridge line. Then I have my tree strap for one side. And this is how we'll go about, and I'll show you how we're going to go about this. I have it to where you just pull the line and it feeds out from the bundle that's made. I just lay it on the ground at the base of the tree. Just lay it at the base of the tree And I found that I like my height up right around the top of my head. That's for this distance, that's about perfect. Take your line, wrap it underneath, over top, and then underneath and back up through where the tree is at. Don't cinch that tight. Usually I have more lineage. This tree is just too big to go back around. Usually I would go back around and make my cinch. It's kind of like a half hitch. And bring it back around. That's nice and tight. And then I just reach inside my bag and pull the other tree strap out. And just feed it over to the other tree. While it deploys my hammock. Okay. Neighbor's going by on his Harley. But I'm going to show you how I rig my lines to my tree, which I did on the other side. But this is how I go about it. This tree, possibly I can get 2 wraps around it. I'm doing it low so that you can see what I'm doing. But what I do is take the line over top, and that will give you your cinch point to where you can tighten your line. Then I take it back over top of the feed line, through where the tree is at. I got my knot in the way, so we'll just give it a little bit of slack here. This extra loop is so I can adjust the carabiner. But you bring it back through over and onto itself, and you create a loop. Feed your line through. Pinch so it doesn't slide. I got too much slack in the line right now, but I always like to get about 4 fingers worth of loop fed through. Then bring it back down again around your hammock line, feed it back through again, pull that tight, and then cinch it up. And that ain't going nowhere. If you do feel that it's going to slip on you, you can always take and put a toggle through that loop, and it won't slip. But as you can see, I'm leaning. I got all my weight pulling on that line, and it ain't going nowhere. So let's get this back up to where it should be. Okay. In the way, sorry I'm moving you guys around a little bit. I take my stuff sack, I pull it up over top that carabiner, and my ridge line goes in right where the hammock is all gathered together and knotted where I split that at. Now I usually pull that back down, but it's been a little too tight. And like I say, I bring it over here to this same place, just above the knot where it's all gathered. And as you can see, it's got a even lay. And you can take your bag and just hang it over the end. This, like I said, this bag is from Walmart. It's made by Equipped, 2-person travel hammock. Why I made this stuff sack is because it's too hard and difficult to put it back into this bag. But I usually take, after I get it hung, get hold of where she pull it, give her a nice tug, make sure she's snug, both ends, where she ain't gonna go nowhere. There you go. She's a little low. I could have put the tree straps up probably another 6 inches, which that's a quick fix. But my ridge line keeps that constant size. And other than that, my feet are dirty. I don't want to put them in the hammock, but definitely going to work out. See, a little low, can't get out of it. So like I said, if I needed to, I can move this carabiner up here and hook it to where that will raise it. Same with the other end. I have one loop at each end, so that will give me an extra 6 inches of adjustment. Okay, now let's do the deployment. We did the deployment. Let's do the tear down. How quickly it takes to do it. Take your ridge line, disconnect that. And the way I like to usually wrap my lines together, learned this from MC BushCraft, works great, thank you. But, take it and string it hold it between your thumb and your palm, string it around your pinky, and just figure 8. Then you pull that off your hand, get nice and taut, and wrap. Usually you use the slack, which, yeah, that could be done that way. Take your slack, wrap it around, and then just tuck it underneath one of the wraps. Nice and taut, and then whenever you're ready to deploy again, you just gotta know which end, because this end has the loose end on it. You just start there and pull, and it feeds it out. This here, I messed that up, but it comes right apart. I'll show you how I did that with the ends of with the tree straps. It would probably work out a lot better. But again, all you gotta do, you don't have to undo this one. You can leave this one hanging. Just undo your knot. See how quickly that comes off. We'll try this left-handed, I guess. I like to bring it down to where the gather of your hammock just at the edge of the hole that you made. And you just start stuffing it. I try to get it in all the corners. If I had a snake skin on this hammock, it'd probably be a lot quicker. So I'm going to have to gather up the hammock and get it to fit. There we are. And this end is the end that gets deployed. It stays connected. And I do the exact same thing as I was doing prior. Hold it between your thumb and wrap. Figure 8. Leave yourself enough slack to wrap. I do 2 wraps, then I come back onto itself, and I come back to where I came back on it. And just wrap, and then tuck it in underneath the last time you went around it. Pull it tight. And then whenever you're ready to deploy, as you can see, it's nice and bundled up, it's tight, it's not loose. Whenever you're ready to deploy, it just feeds line until you're at the end. So again, figure 8s between your pinky and your thumb. Leave enough slack. I leave about 1.5 feet. At the end, wrap twice, back over itself, back to where you started going back over it, and wrap till you get down to the end. A little bit of slack, tuck it underneath one and pull it tight. Feed it all in here. Nice and tight. Then disconnect this carabiner. Undo your loop. And then again, do the same thing. I don't like putting a knot inside the bundle. Just figure 8s. Leave about 1.5 feet of slack. I hold the end in 2 wraps, back onto itself, back to where you started, and then finish up wrapping. And then take a little bit of, make a little bit of slack and tuck it under. Pull it tight. Quick deploy. Now just fold this over onto each other and put it in the dry sack right beside the other tree sling. Okay, and then same with my ridge line. Just figure eights. This time I'm not going to attempt to use, I just bring the carabiner all the way up and over. Same with this, bring it up over, lay them onto it so. And I'll wrap the carabiners into the equation here. Find some, get some slack, tuck it under. Pull it tight, nice and compact. That goes inside also. I'm just trying to pack it down so I can close it. I just fold it twice, nice and snug. Flip it. And I bring my cordage from the end of the hammock over to this clip. There you are, nice and compact. Now I had this hooked onto the cordage also, so it stays all together when I'm carrying, or in your pack. Does not take up room at all. Like I said, this is just extra cordage. Don't really need to have it. Well, there you go. We'll do some more with my tarp and ridge line for the tarp once I get one. I'm still looking. Probably purchase one before the weekend comes up, because we're going on a overnighter, just local. We're gonna go back into where I was doing some scouting. You've seen that video. I'll put a link to it up here, and I'll even put links to where I've got the hammock and these bags. Like I said, I got these at a dollar store. It's called Dollar Tree, and they're called seal gear. $1 each, can't go wrong there. Okay guys, well, we'll see you next one. Bye.